Welcome to the latest episode of Talking Season. I'm your host, Ryan McNeil, and I'm joined today by Florida Gators gymnast Trinity Thomas. Trinity, thanks for your time today.
Of course. Thank you so much for having me. Excited to be here.
My first question for you is how and when did you fall in love with gymnastics?
Well, my mom actually put me in cheerleading when I was little, and I got invited to the gymnastics team from there. And as soon as I started gymnastics, I immediately fell in love with it. Like, you could not keep me out of the gym. I wanted to be there. I cried if I had to miss practice. It was like the best place on earth.
So you mentioned starting off as a cheerleader.
Mhm.
What are you passionate about away from your sport? Is it cheerleading still? What are you passionate about?
Honestly, I'm passionate about a lot of things. I think I'm very passionate about just being good to other people because I feel like there aren't enough good people in the world. So I'm really passionate about just like spreading happiness and love. And then also I absolutely adore kids. So I love doing anything that involves kids, like whether that's like babysitting or I got to work a lot of camps this summer and last summer, and that was really fun. So stuff like that.
Now, you're a junior at Florida, correct?
I am a senior actually.
Senior. All right.
Sad.
So I'm sure, unfortunately, between your high school career and now collegiate career, you've dealt with adversity. So
Yes.
when is the time that you've dealt with adversity and how has it helped you grow on the mats or away from your sport?
Yes. So I've dealt with adversity in a lot of ways, both in my sport and out of my sport. The most recent, I guess, would be like COVID and also hurting my ankles recently. I'll start with COVID. I think COVID was something that, I mean, everybody had to overcome. It was something that we were all kind of going through together. And for gymnastics, it ended my season, and uh, that was super difficult because it was just one of the best seasons that my team and I had since I've been here. And so it was a super exciting season and sad to see it come to an end, especially so unfortunately and abruptly. And then outside the gym, COVID was just, it kind of, I mean, it pretty much put your life on pause. I went home and I was with my family for months. It was super different just being stuck in the house and having to figure out different ways to like keep yourself going when you couldn't really do anything but maybe go in your backyard and hang out and stuff with your family, which ended up being good and bad, I guess. So it was great. But I learned a lot from that, especially just being thankful for like everything that we have and appreciative of the people and the things that we have too. And then as far as my ankles, I sprained both my ankles during season last season. And so that was something that really put a stick in the road for me because my goal was to go to Olympic trials that summer. And I had to make the decision to retire from elite gymnastics, which meant I couldn't go to Olympic trials and kind of just take care of my body. And so that was a hard decision for me to make, but something that I think was in my best interest and something that I'm really proud of myself for making that decision because going to Olympic trials has been a huge goal of mine. And so to give that up was definitely super hard, but to be mature enough to make the decision that was best for my health was really big for me.
I will admit I don't know a lot about gymnastics, so I apologize if this is a goofy follow-up question. You mentioned that you retired from that. Is that not something you can circle back to the next qualifying in what, 3 years from now or 4 years from now, I guess?
Yes, so you can always
Okay,
come out of retirement and
perfect.
do that. So that's definitely something that I've thought about. And if my body is that
Cooperates.
something, yeah, if my body cooperates, then that's definitely something that I haven't completely moved far away. So
Okay. So going back to that adversity, you mentioned COVID, and you are having, as you mentioned, an amazing freshman season. So in 2019, You're given the Ben Hill Griffin Award as University of Florida's top female student athlete. Not just top female gymnast, but top female student athlete. How have you built on that success? You mentioned you've had some injuries. You mentioned that COVID cut that short. I think it was just in the past few months you were actually given that award for 2019
Yes.
because of COVID and everything. So when you have this phenomenal momentum and phenomenal success as a freshman athlete and life throws this adversity at you, how do you then bounce back and how have you built upon that successful freshman season?
Yes, honestly, it was just something that made me even stronger. I always know that everything's not going to go the way we plan for it to go, unfortunately. And that's something that you kind of just have to be ready for and prepared for. And thankfully, I know that God always has a better plan. And so I really prepared myself mentally for that. And even though it was hard in the moment, for sure, it was something that I knew it was something that I had to go through so that I could be stronger in the end. So I've overcome a lot of adversity and definitely just blessed to kind of have the mindset that I do now versus then.
You mentioned your faith there and feeling blessed. Not a lot of college seniors have the peace to them that you seem to have with whatever life's going to throw at you. Who are some people that have helped shape your faith, have helped you get peace with adversity? Is it a coach? Is it a parent? Is it a pastor? Who's helped you reach this point in your life where you have peace with whatever curveballs and adversity is going to get thrown at you?
Definitely friends, family, and other people that are super close to me in my life have helped me build my faith. And it's something that I've been working on since I was little. And it was something that's kind of different because obviously everybody at home has, like, I guess, whatever their parents do with them. So I definitely went to church when I was at home, and we went to worship groups and different things like that. Went to Bible school in the summer. And so when I came here on my own, that's something that I now it was my choice really to continue in my faith. And so I made the decision to get involved in some things on campus, which has been really helpful and really cool. And so definitely something that's been super special for me and something that has helped me in my faith journey.
You mentioned you initially started out as a cheerleader. You
Mhm.
mentioned that a goal and a dream is to be an Olympic gymnast. So when you're reflecting on your journey of getting to this point that you are right now as a high level collegiate gymnast, what sticks out about the journey? Is it a high? Is it a low? Is there just a fun, a memorable event where you placed well, or what sticks out from your journey?
Probably the people and the experiences. So, like the people that I've met along the way and the amazing experiences and opportunities that I've had because of gymnastics. So, I think that's something that really sticks out. Like, I've met girls that from all over the country and even out of the country that I talk to, and we can like relate on something, and just those relationships are something that I probably wouldn't have had without gymnastics. So I think that's something that's super special. And then I got to travel to a few different countries, which is something that I probably also wouldn't have done, at least not before, not at my age that I did got to do those things. So those are two very special things that I think was really cool just because gymnastics.
What are some of those countries and what sticks out from each of those trips?
So my favorite trip was actually to Tokyo.
Oh,
And that was, I think, my second to last trip. Yes, I think it was my second to last trip out of the country. And so that was really cool because I went for a World Cup. So I got chosen for that assignment, and I went it was me and then a male gymnast from the US, and we got to represent the US and compete in Tokyo, which was super duper cool. And just to like see the cultural differences and just being in a different place in general and just getting to look around and be like, wow, this is like really beautiful. And like just to get just experiencing something new was really cool. And Tokyo was beautiful. And I met a lot of really cool people and it was really fun. So that's something that I'll always remember.
You're a senior, and I apologize if this is a horrible question that you're sick of answering. But when I talked to the athlete last week, he had an amazing answer.
Mhm.
So I think it's a good question. A lot of people have really good answers. So on the verge of graduating, you're a senior athlete. What are you hoping to achieve once you graduate? So once you leave the University of Florida, what dreams and ambitions do you have that you want to achieve?
So that's such a hard question because
I'm sorry.
no, no, it's a great question. So definitely something that honestly I'm not looking forward to leaving yet. And thankfully, I have the option to stay for an extra year because of the COVID year. So I right now I'm looking forward to that. But after that, I don't really see myself leaving the athletic world as a whole. So I'm an APK major, applied physiology and kinesiology. So I love helping people and like just being there for people. And so I definitely see myself staying in the athletic medical field somehow. I'm not quite sure exactly what that looks like yet, but I love athletics. I love the medical field and I love helping kids. So something along those lines are would really just make my heart happy.
Well, good luck with that. I graduated with a kinesiology degree, shoot, almost 20 years ago now. And
Wow.
I've been a phys ed teacher, and I love that impact of impacting people and making sports fun for kids.
Mhm.
And it's just fun to go to work every day. So hopefully, whether it's teaching, whether it's coaching, whether it is getting into medical like rehab, hopefully you're able to get into kinesiology and pursue that.
Yes, thank you so much.
So I was skimming your Twitter account and I'm curious, what are Gator tracks and
Yeah.
why was the Christmas wrapping event important to you?
Yes. So Gator Tracks is something that we do as an athletic program. And so I went out to the store and bought a pair of shoes for a specific child. And I got to choose them and pick them out. I got them a sweet pair of Nikes. And then the wrapping party, we get to wrap up all the shoes that everybody buys. And so we wrap them up real nice and put their little name tags on them. And then for the actual delivery, there's tons of days that not tons, but there's a few days that we go and deliver to schools. And so I got to deliver some shoes to some of the kids, which was so special because they just come in and they're so excited and they don't really know what's in the box yet unless they saw the other class walk out. But so they just get so excited and we get to kind of get them some new socks and help them try on their shoes and ask them how they fit. So it's really a personable experience and it's just so nice to like just see those kids so happy and just to be able to give back.
I love that. Now, what are some other community outreach or charity events that you're passionate about? Because you can tell from our talk, you're passionate about kids and
Mhm.
helping out and making an impact. So I'm curious, are there any other community outreach or charity events that you're passionate about being part of?
Yeah, so I've done breast cancer awareness stuff since I was little. I've done Ronald McDonald House stuff in the past as well. My sister actually has epilepsy, so we've done stuff with Epilepsy Foundation. Um, and she's done like camps like that too, which has been really cool. Um, I've volunteered for I've made like this workout video for these students and that was actually really fun, especially for me because at the time it was COVID and I had been like a contact and I had to be in quarantine. So I was bored and I was like, what can I do? And so I got to make this exercise video for all these students. And I'm assuming a phys ed class. So that was really fun for me. And I got to like edit it and make it cute. So it was really cool. So stuff like that.
Trinity, thank you for your time today. It was a pleasure chatting with you.
Thank you so much.